The New York Jets ended a disheartening 4-game losing streak with a 32-25 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, thanks in large part to quarterback Aaron Rodgers' stellar performance. The veteran QB threw for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns without turning the ball over, a much-needed boost for the struggling team. Following the win, Rodgers made his weekly appearance on the Pat McAfee Show on ESPN. Known for his unfiltered commentary, the 4-time NFL MVP did not hold back, launching into a critique of sports media. Rodgers expressed dissatisfaction with what he called the shift in sports coverage during his career, accusing some pundits of offering unfounded or asinine opinions while seemingly seeking celebrity status. Rodgers' remarks from last week's segment drew the ire of ESPN analyst and former NFL player Ryan Clark, who responded on First Take by calling Rodgers a fraud, tone-deaf, and unaware. Clark also accused Rodgers of engaging in the very behavior he criticized, making provocative statements for attention and compensation. On Tuesday, Rodgers fired back at Clark and his critics with a sharp and layered rebuttal during another appearance on the Pat McAfee Show. Rodgers' extended response. Rodgers spent the better part of an hour discussing a wide range of topics, from the Jets' recent win to the NFL MVP race, the Jets' general manager search, his Netflix documentary, and even drones in New York. However, before concluding the segment, Rodgers surprised viewers by revisiting the debate surrounding sports media. In what he described as a quick PSA reminder, Rodgers addressed his critics without naming anyone specifically but leaned heavily into the topic of vaccination. "Say whatever the expletive you want about me, I don't care," Rodgers began, "but just before you do it, state your vaccination status, so that anything you say afterwards gets put in the right light." Rodgers implied that some media figures' criticism of him stemmed from their own perceived biases, particularly regarding COVID-19 vaccination. "You're captured by the multi-million-dollar propaganda skyhawk," he said, hinting at systemic influences, "and you're still upset about it." He then sarcastically suggested that analysts should include their vaccination status alongside their accolades and pronouns when introducing themselves, arguing that this transparency would help contextualize their remarks. The reference to Ryan Clark. While Rodgers refrained from directly naming Clark initially, he did allude to the ESPN analyst by mocking his gold lapel pin featuring the initials RC, worn during Clark's earlier critique. "You don't just need a brooch with your initials," Rodgers quipped. "Put your vaccination status on there too." Minutes later, Rodgers acknowledged that his comments about sports media had clearly struck a nerve. He added, "Nobody remembers your career. In 5 or 10 years, you're not going to remember mine either. But when people forget about me, I'm not going to need TV relevance. Just be humble when you're talking about guys."